Hey guys, welcome to my very first YouTube video. So you're going to have to bear with me on this because this is a very big learning curve. However, we will get there in the end. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to be successful in operations on Delta Force using a hackclaw and an AK-12, and traditionally what a lot of people have in the early stages of the game is purple rounds. So I'm going to try and not use gold rounds like most people would have, just so that it shows that the people with a bit of a less advantage could make some money, and I might even potentially throw in some blue rounds just to show that you can still do this with next to nothing. I would say that this would make you millions, however this is more about skill level as well as being able to move around the map, how well you know the map. So I would say first thing that you want to do if you're very new to the game is download the map through the wiki and learn the spawns, get to know where all the loot spawns as well, and go from there. If you wouldn't mind, I stream over on Twitch on a daily basis, weekdays between 2 and 8, weekends 12 and 8 p.m. as well. However, during the weekends, it's a bit more free. You'll tend to see that I stream at any time. However, I'll be guaranteed to stream between 12 and 8, so if you wouldn't mind checking me out, that would be brilliant. Right, let's get straight to the gameplay. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully enjoy. If you could leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Right, so for our spawn, that's not that bad, not that bad at all. So we've got one potential spawn here, one potential spawn here, and we have one here, and one here. There is the ones near the two roads, however, I'm not too concerned about them. We'll have to wait and see when we come to running the south side of the map. Might even try pushing into admin yet, we'll see. So the aim of this is to be as sneaky as possible, really. Straight away solo, so we're disadvantaged against teams that are at 1v3. Just going to check that first spawn. Not seeing a great deal. They tend to come running down into cement. There's also a spawn in cement, I think I forgot to mention. So a spawn at this very back corner.
Move there.
So first thing to do is try not to let the bot see me. Right, we're clear. So if the Rocketeer spawns up top, that means we are clear inside cement. So first things first, I'm going to head towards major substation. It's a bit of a risk-free route. May come across one squad. However, I think we might be okay, especially as there's not a safe there. So I'm gonna loot this minefield quick. So you want to stay on the side of where you can see the signs text, otherwise you'll die. So in between these two, across the stone, first bird's nest, which is of course is terrible. I'm gonna retrace some steps back again. Cover the box. No. Fully expecting a team to be near here. So that explosion's Rocketeer at cement. So I'm glad I didn't stick around there for too long. I'll listen out for steps. Not going to use my ability as much as I can unless people know where I am, just because again it's another indicator that can give away your location. Although if you're feeling a bit nervous, you can use it to scan and then run away. So there's two ways of doing it. Ooh, decent find straight away off the rip. bot. Let's get rid of him. Or miss. As I say, aim is try not to get shot at as much as possible. Some terrible luck. Take the blues at least, make some money. I'm gonna grab this bot's backpack as well. We can improve that later, hopefully by taking a team out. Who knows? Rotate round to my right. Might be inside already. One thing I love about hackclaw is a passive ability to move around so quietly without being detected. That was a bot up there. So the best part about this is there's no safe here, so the possibility of players coming over is a bit slimmer than normal. However, it's not risk-free. That's one thing to keep in mind, especially as a solo, where you cannot avoid areas where there's safes, unless you're feeling a bit more brave.
Your light and dark paths are unveiled.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, players have been here. They've even done key card, right? Okay, interesting. Very, very surprised. So I think in this case we're going to be forced to go to admin. Our loot route is typically been taken. So times like this, what I'd normally say is stick to the south side of the map as a solo. So for this case I started here, run the south side, loot mini, loot major, loot visitor, get out. You may only make 500k at most, however starting out is most advantageous. Whereas times like this has been looted. I'm not going to make much at Visitor Centre, I know that. So I'm going to have to take a bit more risky route and head into administrative area. So there's likely to be players here. So this is where you're going to have a bit of patience. Know when to enter and exit a fight. And hopefully come out with an extract with making at least $1 million at a time. However, 500k is also more than good enough for new players starting out, so I can hear a player straight away. Oh, I think that's a bot actually. We have to be careful of that, because if we kill him, it's a bit of a giveaway that we're here really, so sometimes distinguishing bot sounds to player sounds can be quite challenging. So the idea of moving slowly is to try and catch one player off guard. 1v3 situations, you want to take out as many as possible for them not realising you're there, so plenty of operator bodies as well. So these guys are pretty decent. That is not what we wanted. That's a problem. It's a very big problem. Yeah. I don't think they saw me. So we've got 114 containers. So this might work out quite well. Play range. We can take one out as he's crossing. Ooh. That's a problem. Killed one.
Time to balance the playing field.
Oh,
Mystery
no.
solved.
Yeah, problem. So as I say, just know when to
I've got you now.
enter and leave a fight. We know we've got a team underneath. So the dead giveaway for that was a flamethrower. He only shoots if he sees someone. So what I'm going to do in this situation, I'm going to back out, rotate, let these guys fight out. This bird's nest. So I know these guys have come from underground, right? So I'm gonna head back. It's probably a bit excessive, but as I say, aim of the game is to try and extract with as much loot as possible. That one team's a man down, they're gonna have to pull a res. I'm gonna use the zip so quick before they fall back. Wait them out a minute. While we wait, quick thing to note: always keep your ammo in your safe box. I'm quite a bit more fortunate. I've got the 3x3 from the seasonal missions. Say you have the 2x2. The most important thing is your ammo. It costs so much these days, as well as your guns. So just try and keep it in your safe box. Don't put it in your pocket, because when you die, you lose it all. So it's just a quick little tip. So again, the key is to be as sneaky as possible. Go on. Wipe out. Lovely. Careful, that team there. However, we should be okay. I have to make this quick because they're going to know we're here. So they're going to try and come up behind me like I did. Ooh, back. More space. Right. Got one more body, but I know full well that they're coming for me. So I think we're best getting out of here. Just know when to stay, when to leave. Obviously, try not to be too careless. say. Try not to be too careless. Some of it does come down to skill level. However, us pulling out at that time there was perfect. Good example, because if we waited any longer, we'd have been trapped in that tunnel, which is not what you want. You got no escape routes, no way of getting in and out. You're isolated. You're forced to take on that 1v3 situation. So at this point in time, we're going to run the safe route as much as possible and extract. Again, I would have stayed and looted, obviously, to maximise profits. He's probably going to have some decent loot. However, again, it's knowing when to stick around, when to loot. Because yeah, you might make $1 million, you might make 2 million, but at the end of the day, if you die, you don't extract, you're not going to make any money, you're going to lose. So it's not worth it, not worth the risk.
Through light and dark, paths are
Quick
unveiled.
scan, make sure we've got no one ratting. Use the knife to scan. Extract. 912k, 208 current battle cost. So you're looking at 700k making there. For someone who's new to the game, you'll be more than happy with that. And all it's taken is 19 minutes. That's not too bad. 30 kills, some Black Orcs, a pinnacle. So look at what I came out with. I didn't even use a repair. So again, a lot of new players won't have any repair kits. So obviously, if you can, bring a purple one in. Your standard repair kit's so useful for going into more than one fight. Got a bunch of healers out of it, which some of it I went in with, but to gain a few extra, it's not so bad. Blue ammo, if you're new to the game, just try and keep some aside. I wouldn't normally pick this stuff up. I'd only pick up purple, but I mean, having some blue ammo won't harm. G3, blue rounds in it again. Got a standard repair kit I have from a helmet. Keep that aside to use. Some medical supplies again. And a sniper with some gold rounds, which is always handy to have. It's a one-shot headshot. And then, yeah. So, obviously, you can come out with more than that. It depends what your luck's like. If you're looting some crates, some stuff hasn't been looted, you can pull some big reds. However, in this case, I think this is a good example of what it's like without having that luck on your side. And even still, a good 900k is a good way to start. As I say, new to this, so thank you for sticking with me. As confidence builds, these videos might become a lot more better and more interesting, so apologies. As I say, if you wouldn't mind checking me out on Twitch, I stream daily, as I say, Monday to Friday between 2 and 8 p.m. and weekends between 12 and 8 p.m. However, as I say, I stream a bit more freely on the weekends where I can. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.